we got rules. Welcome back to Defending Football. We finally got the United Football League rules. We're going to be looking at the important ones today. I'm not going to be reading you every single little detail, but I will be giving you my thoughts on each rule and letting you know if they made the right choice. Kickoffs and touchbacks. All touchbacks come back to the 25-yard line, so pretty normal. But there is no more coffin cornering. If the ball goes out of bounds inside the 25-yard line of the receiving team, the ball will come out to the 25-yard line and is treated like a touchback. So punters are going to have to get pretty crafty, but we saw this in the XFL last year, and I don't think it hurt the football all that much. And for the kickoffs, they are ditching the XFL kickoff, going for the USFL kickoff, where the kicking team kicks off at their own 20-yard line. Honestly, I was a big XFL guy, but honestly, I don't hate this rule. If there were any rules that I was cool with missing out on, it would probably be this one. So having a traditional kickoff works for me. I just want returns, and because it is pushed back so far, we're going to get them. The only downside of this is obviously defenses will be put in a bind. So these are obviously offensive rules, but they are going to make the game more entertaining. Replays and reviews are the same as the XFL, I believe. You get one universal challenge to challenge anything you want, even potential penalties, anything, which is totally awesome. And you're going to have a sky judge like Dean Blandino being able to stop plays, take a look, and we're going to actually hopefully hear them and see what they see, which the NFL needs bad. Overall, great. They are going with the 2 feet in bounds rule. Now, I honestly really did like the 1 foot in bounds rule, as you get a lot more crazy catches, a lot more excitement on the field, but I understand why they did 2 feet. This is supposed to be a professional football league, and if you're going by the college rules, it's a little weird. Plus, it's kind of annoying to explain to casual fans that, oh yeah, they only need 1 foot. So I'm glad it's more normalized on those fronts. But defensive pass interference is different. So DPI will be a 15-yard penalty. If the penalty occurred 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, it's actually a spot foul. If it is intentional pass interference, it is a spot foul down the field. Not as harsh as the NFL's rule. The only thing is, how do you know if it was intentional or not? Guys are pretty good actors. Unless it is totally obvious and the guy is like totally wrapped around him, maybe that's what they're looking for. This is going to prevent ridiculous pass interference penalties that are like 50 plus yards. Interested to see how this one works. Overtime is staying. I believe USFL and XFL had the same overtime rules, alternating 2-point conversions, basically a shootout, best of 3, and then if you're tied at the end of 3, you go to sudden death. Awesome overtime. The NFL needs this. This is sick. Probably my favorite overtime rules in sports, and it just makes so much sense. Every other sport pretty much has a shootout, fits in very well, and I love it. Except offensive penalties should not negate the try. They should have to back up yardage and try again. So you are allowed to kick an onside kick, a traditional onside kick, at any point in the game, but no one's going to do that because they suck. So instead, we keep the 4th and not 15 anymore. It is the 4th and 12 from that team's 28-yard line. Now, the only thing I have with this is I actually like the 4th and 15 better. First of all, it looks better because it's not such a weird number. And second of all, it is harder to complete. If you're trying to convert this should be a huge risk and penalty if you mess it up. Basically, game's over. So this should be a 4th and 15. I don't think it's that much tougher than a 4th and 12, honestly. But we will see how it goes. Honestly, it doesn't bother me too much. Just a little bit weird that it's a 4th and 12. It's just a little weird numbers. Points after touchdowns. Thank you. Keep the XFL rule. No more kickers on extra points. Yes, I know it is important for kickers to get extra kicks in the season, but it is just so boring, guys. After a touchdown, you can go for 1 point from the 2-yard line, 2 points from the 5-yard line, and 3 points from the 10-yard line. Like a 2-point conversion in the NFL, same type of play, just for more points from different places. This is super electric, and the best part about it, you can score 9 points in a possession, so 18 points is a 2-possession game instead of 16 like the NFL. AJ McCarron pulled this off in week 1 last year against the Brahmas. Go check that out. And it was epic. 2 forward passes returns to the UFL and spring football, of course. This would go a little crazy in the NFL, but I love it for spring football. We saw it last year with the Roughnecks. We saw it in 2020 with the DC Defenders. They actually pulled off the first one. Teams will be allowed to throw 2 forward passes. I know you're thinking it's crazy. The first pass has to be behind the line of scrimmage. The player who caught it has to stay behind the line of scrimmage, and then they're able to throw another forward pass. So it is still probably tough to complete, but definitely a cool little hidden gem rule in there. So overall, I honestly think they picked the right rules. I'm not really upset about any of them. The only one that's weird is that 4th and 12 for me. It should be a 4th and 15, I think. But besides that, great rules for the UFL, and I'm really, really excited. This is going to be the most competitive spring football league we've seen since 2020, and the talent might actually be better, I'm not going to lie. As you know, the DC Defenders are going to ball out, baby. So subscribe to this channel if you are a spring football fan, especially the DC Defenders. So I'm going to get out of here, and for the love of football, defend football, baby!